Good morning, I'm Sheriff Carmine Marceno. Thank you for being here today. In 2021, in response to the increased demands for school safety, I created the School Threat Enforcement Team, better known as STET. The STET team was directed to take a proactive approach to school safety, to give the safety to the schools that your children deserve with razor-sharp focus. STET's proactive approach is constantly monitoring and scrubbing social media and local and national intelligence reports. Using our real-time intelligence center, analysts, digital forensics, and detectives, we comb through mountains of information to determine if a student poses a threat and intervene immediately before violence takes place. STET works closely with our partners at Lee County School District, Cape Coral, the Fort Myers Police Departments to ensure no one slips through the cracks. STET studies national events. School master keys were issued to every deputy after the lessons we learned from the tragedy in Uvalde, Texas. This school year, STET has done 229 threat assessments, investigated 31 threats of violence, and conducted 767 follow-up investigations and made 40 arrests. I've made a promise to the great citizens of Lee County to keep our schools, our staff, and our students safe. I'm proud to announce the expansion of our STET team. Last month, our STET team grew to its current size of 1 captain, 2 sergeants, 4 detectives, and 2 analysts with the sole focus on school safety. We've also added a licensed social worker and 3 mental health focused professionals. Our social worker and team follow up and direct students that are at risk. They work with their parents and guardians to find what resources are available in the community. When appropriate, diversion programs like our own LCSO boxing and basketball program are used. We take all the resources we have and use them together. We monitor, we follow up, we leave no stone unturned. A student may move schools, but we will continue to track them. If they are on our radar, they will continue to be on our radar. We are committed to safety in our schools. I've explained what we do and what the people and the resources are in place. We saw we needed more, and we made it happen. We're doing our part. Now I ask, what are the parents doing? Are you having these difficult talks with your children? Are you aware of what they are posting on social media? Are you, yes you as parents, looking into your kids' book bags every morning and night? Ask yourself, have we talked about the seriousness of making threats and how that can affect their future? Fake threats have real consequences. If you can't answer those questions, today is your day to start. Today is your responsibility. I have zero tolerance for threatening the lives of our students and teachers. All the tools, all the technology, and the attention would not be possible without an amazing support of our county commissioners and the leadership of Dr. Bernier. I'm proud to stand with him. We are a unified front in supporting our community, but this requires everyone. The threats made to our schools this past year are horrible reminders of the new normal and that we need to be prepared for everything that comes our way. But we are ready. I thank God no one was injured, but we know that we are not immune. I'll now turn it over to Dr. Bernier for a few words.
Sure. Good morning. Thank you, Sheriff Marceno and your entire team for taking another step to help all of us keep our children, staff, teachers, and employees safe. Your commitment is sincerely appreciated and greatly valued. Our students, employees, our families, and community expect that school should be a safe place. They deserve that. The best way to stay focused on learning is to eliminate the disruption caused by a threat of violence to another student or to an entire school. We have also made significant improvements in school safety in the last few years, and we are so happy to have our amazing law enforcement partners as part of that process. Each of these layers protect our campuses. Increasing the school threat enforcement team is just the latest example of that commitment. Our students should know that we take all threats seriously and will investigate alongside law enforcement. By making threats, even as a joke, students risk serious school and possible criminal discipline that can impact their education and, unfortunately, maybe the rest of their lives. Students, be smart. Think before you say something or post something. Thank you again to Sheriff Marceno and the Lee County Sheriff's Office for the increased focus on keeping our schools and our children and employees safe. We will continue to add new measures as a school district and with law enforcement to ensure that we protect our campus. Sheriff?
Thank you, Dr. Bernier. Thank you. We will do everything in our power to prevent tragedy and keep everyone safe. My LCSO family and the STET team knows that this is very serious. I also ask that parents and guardians take their own responsibility in doing what they can to help us. The last thing I want to do is arrest a child. But if we have information and don't take action to prevent tragedy, I have to live with that. And I'm not willing to do that, so I will take everything serious and never leave one stone unturned. I'll take questions.
I know you were just mentioning parents should talk to their students about the seriousness of these threats, but does the STEP team go in the beginning of the school year and talk to students as well?
So we do a number of things. It's not just the parents. There's no I in team. We do a number of things, such as public service announcements. Okay, we work very closely with Dr. Bernier and his team. We want to be proactive. We want the parents to be a very critical piece of that puzzle. Please sit their children down, speak to them, talk to them, tell them, look, we know you might be joking when you post something, but that joke could change your life. We don't want to ever have to arrest any child. I'd rather not be talking about school threats. Unfortunately, the STET team grew because the threats come in every single day at a rate that we've never seen. The days of years ago where you go on a playground and someone pushed someone, they got a black eye, they put a stake on their eye, and they were best friends 5 minutes later, that's changed. With the press of a button, it's life-changing. I will never overlook or leave any stone unturned. I have to make certain that our children are safe, and thank God for Dr. Bernier and his team and our partners in the Cape Coral Police Department, the Fort Myers Police Department. We're all in this together, but I'm really trying to push the parents. If you haven't done so, today is your day. Sit your children down and talk to them about the things that are difficult. Tell them actions and what those consequences are. I'd rather never be talking about it, but I'm going to make sure everybody's safe. I won't leave no stone unturned.
Yeah, you talked about there's going to be, mental health professionals and social workers. How do you think that will kind of help make a difference before?
So unfortunately, a lot of times we do deal with mental health. And when someone needs mental health assistance, we need to deliver that. It's not just, okay, so someone did something, so let's just arrest them. We don't want to arrest. We will if we have to, okay? But we'd rather have a mental health counselor work with a child, work with a person, so we can help them get through and understand what their needs are, so that in the end, proactively, we're not arresting. Our goal is not to arrest. Our goal is to gain compliance through education and working as a team with parents. I know children make mistakes. Adults, everyone makes mistakes. I just want them to know that we live in a day and age where a mistake cannot be overlooked. I cannot, as sheriff, receive information about someone making a threat, push it aside, and then, God forbid, that comes together. I have to live with that myself. And I'm going to make certain when the parents and the great residents of Lee County put their faith in me as sheriff to make sure everybody's safe and they go to school, that their child, from the second they leave the front door and walks to one of those 6,000 bus stops, 100,000 plus kids in our schools, that it's our responsibility they return home to their families and loved ones. And that there's nothing more serious. It's my number one push and to make certain of that. So it's going to be, the mental health part will change a lot of things and help a lot of people. Just so you also know, Lee County, Florida, LCSO is ranked #1 in the state for how we protect our children in our schools. We're not going to leave anything for the imagination. We are going in fact-finding, and we're going to make certain everyone is safe. Next question.
You mentioned the growth and the expansion of the team, adding new layers that were not existing before. If you have a number either on how much the school district or the sheriff's office is spending on this growth?
Sure.
To the original.
So, of course, everybody wants to know numbers, right? What does it cost? How much does it cost a taxpayer? Well, I'll say, what's the cost of a life? What's the cost of a loved one? Because they're not a number. It's not, oh, 3 people were shot or 8 people were shot, God forbid. Every single life matters. Every single life. So we have a large budget. We have almost 1,700 employees and about 240, give or take, $1 million in our budget. So we reallocate funds and we make that budget work thanks to our great county manager and our great county commissioners who fund us, okay? And again, there's no cost to protect and save lives. I will never, never cut costs when it comes to the safety of our children. I will leave no stone unturned, and we will never not increase and do more, because every day we see different things coming our way, and we will adjust to what's coming our way and make certain, without any question, they're covered.
Thank you, Sheriff, for your time.
Last question?
Just last month, a 14-year-old was charged with a felony for a school threat. Do you think the current laws are working, or things should be, harsher punishments? I don't know if a 14-year-old really understands the magnitude of a felony at that age.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, unfortunately, we've seen a 6-year-old pull the trigger and shoot a teacher. Okay, age doesn't matter when you press a trigger. Okay, does it matter about your mental ability? Okay, I understand children are children, but when it comes to this specific area, threats of violence, we cannot leave any chance. We can't leave one stone unturned. The system in place, we have a great state attorney, Amira Fox, okay? Her and I work together cohesively as a team. They do an amazing job at the state attorney's office. We only go fact-finding, and we deliver those facts, and that's all we do each and every day. So I'm going to tell you, the system that's in place with our great state attorney, with your sheriff's office, is working. The big push today, and I need all of you to get this information out, I need parents and guardians to help us. It's the most important, critical part of the puzzle. Please, I've said it before, sit your children down and have the difficult conversations with them, because I don't want to arrest any child. I can tell you we don't want to do that. But make no mistake, when it comes to protecting lives, we will not stop. We will investigate. We will use the latest and greatest technology. I'm proud of the team that works here. They're nonstop. Every assessment, every threat assessment, we are taking things to a level we've never seen, and I'm proud of that. I appreciate you getting that message out today. As sheriff, the great residents of this county will have law and order. Thank you.